Hi everyone, it's Evelyn. And today we're going to plant the alliums that I got in my order from Van Noort that I placed in the spring. So I've got all the alliums in one of the two boxes. I rearranged everything. The tulips, daffodils, and hyacinths, because I do those in pots. I can do those on a rainy day under cover, but we're back to sun for a few days, so I got to get my alliums in the ground. I'm going to plant my ambassadors. These come with just one per thing. These are 7-inch blooms, and they're going to be great for bouquets. I have slightly smaller ones in the ground already. They were a mix, so I don't know the name of them. And they look really, really good in bouquets. So I'm hoping these ones will also do well in a bouquet, or singles and pop cans. So I have a whole little, I can't remember how many I ordered, but there's quite a few in here. Little box full. Then I also have my hair allium. They're a lot smaller bulb, and never grown these before. I love, 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 love how that looks. So I think that's going to be fun in a bouquet, possibly in a pop can. And then, of course, the Globe Masters, which are these really big bulbed alliums. And they look a lot like Ambassador, but instead of having a 7-inch bloom, they have a 10-inch bloom. And I don't know if the blooming schedules for these, because they could be different as well. So I'm really looking forward to getting these all in the ground. The other allium that I'm going to plant, which is really funny, because if you look at Ambassador, it looks like such a giant bulb. But if you look at my garlic, hang on. If you look at my garlic, it's just as big, if not bigger. I mean, my garlics are huge, and they got to get in the ground too. And this is why I know I need to plant my alliums now. Garlic is an allium, because I always plant my garlic at the end of October, and I end up with these great big giant garlics at the end of the following season. Garlic, they usually say to wait until you have your first frost and then plant, but I mean, we might not have our first frost until into December. It's really hard to tell when it's going to be. There isn't going to be much growth, green growth at all at this time of year onwards, so I'm not worried about that. The reason you tend to want to wait for your first frost to happen is because you're going to guarantee very little green growth. It's not going to be much green growth anyway. Maybe in a warmer climate you can worry about that, but not here. We're a moderate climate. We're neither hot, well, we have been this year. Generally, we're neither hot nor really cold, or somewhere in between. But anyway, I always plant my garlics at the end of October. I always have to die for garlics in the following season. I mean, they're all this size. It's not just the one that I pulled out. They're all that big, every single last one of them. I mean, I got them in this box. You see, they're all that size. But before we go outside and plant those, I got this really cute little envelope in my flower wagon the other day, just a few days ago. And I opened it up, and it came with two $10 bills. And I pulled out this card. It's a little thank you card. Isn't that pretty? And boy, somebody's got really, really nice printing. You see the printing, how nice that is? And it says, I just moved here at the end of August. I drive by your flower cart often and have bought flowers a couple of times, and I just wanted to say thanks because your cart makes me smile every day. Thanks for sharing your flowers. Isn't that nice? Now, it's not the first time I've gotten thank yous. Generally, I just grabbed a few. Generally, I get them, but they're on like little scraps of paper that people have in their cars. And, you know, not so far as an actual little thank you card. I like this one. It's on a full piece of paper, and this one said, thank you for the flowers. I bought a bouquet of your flowers yesterday for my wife for our 12th anniversary, and she loved them. Have a great day. What I really like about this one is this came back. Anyway, I do get lots of thank yous, but this one especially just really made my day because it was in this little tiny thank you card. Now, the other thing I want to do today is, where am I here? I want this in the mail. And I got a pair of scissors here to open it up. And if it's what I think it is, I'm really excited. So let's open this up and see if it's what I think it is. Because it doesn't actually say what it is on the box. I guess that's normal. It'd be fun to do an unboxing every week. Ah, it is. It's exactly what I thought it was. So this is a little Saker mini chainsaw. And a great big huge thank you to Smart Saker for reaching out to me. They sent Leela and Esri an email back in September asking if I wanted to try out their product. I thought it was really cute that they addressed the email to Leela and Esri. And that's what it looks like in the box. And I said, absolutely, but September's not the best month for me to get it because this is like at the beginning of September because I don't start doing any kind of pruning or anything until into October once the sap stops running and things. And so she said, well, I'll get back in touch with you in October. And she did. And she sent it out. Here's my little instructions. Here's a little, I'm assuming this is for cleaning the blade. I won't really know until I look at the instructions. Here's a little charger. I think that's the battery. A little Allen key. Oh. A little tiny screwdriver. That'll come in handy for all sorts of things. And then, look how cute this is. Look. It's a really, really little tiny chainsaw for pruning, which is just perfect because there's some branches on my cedar trees that line my driveway that are too thick for my loppers, too small to get a giant chainsaw. I have been stealing Bruce's Sawzall from the shop, but the branches are a little bit too thick for that as well. So this might be just perfect. I'm going to, clearly the battery goes on here. I'll get that all set up later. I'm going to read the instructions and go outside and we're going to film me cutting off a couple of branches. But look how cute that is. I like that little tiny blade. It's just perfect for small things. It's got a really nice safety on it, so I like that too. Always keep your safeties on. Okay, enough of that. Now I'm going to go read the instructions. I'm going to cut a couple of branches with you guys, and then we're going to start planting the Alliums. So, just a sec. Okay, so I got my Saker mini chainsaw. I got my earplugs in. You can see I've got them in there, they're yellow. Got my safety glasses on, and I got my gloves on. Now let's cut a branch. So it's got a button here I'm going to push in, and then a lever. Holy crap, that was easy. Well, that was fun. Let's try another one. Actually, I'm going to cut this a little closer to the truck. Excellent. Okay, I don't want this stuff on here either. Well, that was fun. You don't need to see me cut anymore, but wow, was that ever easy. Thanks, Saker. I really appreciate you sending this to me. Okay, so we're in the back garden, and this first bed here, how am I doing this? This bed here is where I'm going to plant the garlic. Now this is the same bed that I planted my late fall lettuce in. I'm going to swing you around and show you just a sec. Okay, you can see I got lots of fall lettuce growing in here. I've got my pickets marking the four corners of the 4x8 bed, and then I've just put one in the center here, and then I've run an 8-foot long stick here so I can get my line. And I'm going to plant the garlic as per last year along this line. I've had to push some of my lettuce plants out of the way so I can get in there. And then same as some of these foxgloves that showed up here. So this is what I mean by foxgloves are a weed in my garden. You can see that big one there. That's a foxglove. That's a foxglove. Foxglove, foxglove. There's foxgloves everywhere in here. And they're all through the garden. Anyway, let's go get a garlic. And what I do is I break the cloves apart. Hang on, I'm gonna do this off camera, one sec. Actually, what I've decided to do is go get my stick and put it on the stick. Now I grow hardnecks, so the stem of the hardneck will go right through to the bottom. So you can just sort of wiggle that stem around so that you can break it apart. And you can get that out of there. And just toss it to the side because it's just organic matter. And then start pulling the cloves apart. And you can see how big the cloves are. They're giant. So I'm just going to make a pile of them over here. And that's it. That's what I got out of this one. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the one that I pulled apart off camera, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But these guys are pretty small and narrow, so I'm not actually going to plant these. I'm going to keep these for the kitchen. So then what I do is I'm just going to start at the... oh, hang on a sec. Got to change the direction of my stick so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Better. Okay, so I'm going to just start where the stick is at the top of my bed. And I'm just going to plant them every... what's that? Finger length. I don't measure them. Now I plant them a lot closer together than they tell you to plant them. They say to plant them about 6 inches, but seriously, I get such good size on my garlics that I'm not going to worry about spacing them farther apart than I do, because I think this is a good spacing. Now, when I get down to here where the lettuce is, I'm still going to plant them along here. I'm not going to pull up any of the lettuce. I'm just going to sneak them in there. So I'm going to pull apart more the rest of the garlic, see how many I needed to do my bed. So far I've done 2 garlics and I've gotten just about halfway through on this side. And then I'm going to do it on the other side. So I've got them all laid out. I went through 9 different garlics to get the cloves all laid out. And as you can see, I've just got them laid out in here, tucked into the lettuce plants. Same on, this side, just all tucked in where the lettuce plants are. And I'm going to grab my trusty little shovel that I love to use. I'm going to turn this down so you can see what I'm doing. There. And I'm just going to, hang on, let's get a better shot of this. Just going to dig a hole, shove it in, dig the next hole, shove it in, and just keep working my way down. Oops, knock my phone over. Just keep working my way down the bed on both sides, and I'll be done. That shouldn't take very long. That didn't take long at all. They're all planted. Probably took me about 10 minutes. My hands are all dirty. Here's Esri. They were just out for a car ride. They just came home. That's why they got their collars on. I want to do a second bed because I still... This, by the way, I only did the one bed last year, or this past year. And this is how much I still have left after stealing 9 to plant in the same bed. I want to do a second bed so that I can sell planting garlic next year because I don't have lots to sell. But clearly I'm not ready to do that. You can see this bed is just still full of stuff. I even have a giant daikon radish in here. Can you see that? It's just starting to go to bloom. I can't believe it. I didn't think they'd be going to bloom yet. That's going to go in the dog food the next time we do dog food. I've got my rogue dahlia blooming there. Lots of Swiss chard. I've got borage that I'm using in bouquets still. And yeah, I mean, lots of Swiss chard. You can see it all here. This bed, which is where I tucked the lavender in for the winter. I might put it on this bed because I've started clearing this bed out already. Oh, look here, I got another radish growing. There's another radish growing there. Pull that out for the dog food. And yeah, I mean, clearly my tomato plants can get pulled out. There's no tomatoes on them anymore. So that'll probably be my second bed. But before I do that, I got to do some clearing up over here. So what we have here is my 2 strawberry beds that I planted sunflowers in. As you can see, there's some side shoots with some sunflowers in them. I'm going to cut those all back, get my 2 strawberry cages, which are just up there leaning up against the fence, put them back on top so I know exactly where they go. Cut these sunflowers all back. Cut the cosmos all back because, as you can see, there's like, what, 2 blooms on there? Nothing that I'm using. And then in here, behind the strawberry cages and beside them and along here, I'm going to put the alliums in. So that's why I got to get the cages back on so I don't accidentally plant the alliums right where the edge of the cages are going to be. So that'll be a bit of cleanup for me. I won't show you all that. You don't need to see that. But like, I can just leave the sunflowers this high because that's below the height of the cage, and I'm going to leave the root systems and everything in there to rot down. All right, time to get on to that. All right, I have the 2 strawberry cages back in place after weeding, and in the distance I've got the alliums laid out. So while I used also a stick on both sides of this bed to plant the garlic, I used a stick to line up the 2 strawberry beds. And as you can see, I've got quite a bit of weeds that I pulled up here. And on this side of the strawberry bed, I pulled up all the strawberries. Everything that was going to be between the 2 beds, I pulled up. I used this as my guide between the 2 beds, because this is what I kneel on in the garden. So if I can kneel on it in here, I'm good, with a couple inches to spare on either side. I weeded all down through here. The only thing I left was my Jack and the Beanstalk Gold Light Sunflower, because proof is in the pudding. They do have pollen because it's been making seeds, as you can see, and I'm leaving it to do its thing. But as you can see, all down here where the drop-off is, I've got the Globemaster Alliums just laid out where I'm going to put them. Then I've got the Ambassador Alliums. Got a little pile of Atripurpureum that I had in a pot that you can see have already started to grow. I'm going to plant those there. All the hair I've left in the pot instead of spacing them out here. But they'll fill out here, and I'll just plant them as I go. So they're all ready to plant, and I will plant them much the same way as I did the garlic. Now, one of the reasons I kept them down along this side behind the strawberry beds rather than further down here to the fence is because as I was weeding, I was noticing how wet the ground is still here, and I don't want the alliums to rot out. I actually have some alliums growing in here. Hopefully they'll come back even though the ground is a bit wetter. But along here, it'll make it easy for me to cut. While I'm standing along this drop-off, I don't have to go in between the strawberry beds. I can just come in along here and cut. So now it's time to plant them all. Well, that's it. I got all the alliums planted. It took a few minutes to rest because that was a little tiring planting them all. But as you can see, it's just been a beautiful day. It's only 13 degrees outside, but it sure feels warmer than that. There's no wind at all. You can see, I don't know if you can see, but the ocean is dead calm. The only thing that makes it really look like this time of year is the fact that there is color in some of the trees. I'm going to take you over to the end of our deck, and I'm going to give you the aerial view of all the areas that I worked on. Just a sec. Okay, so there's the bed that has the lettuce plants in it. It's also got 2 peonies. All the beds have 2 peonies in them that I planted the garlic on both sides of. Right here is the stack of compost, which is strawberry plants that I dug up around the 2 strawberry cages. after I put them in place, as well as there are some sunflower root masses that were in the way of the allium, so I had to dig those up. So also, while I was out there, I swept up a lot of the leaves that are blowing down from the maple tree over there, which I just consider free compost. So the garlic's all planted there. I've got all the alliums now planted in along there. I've cleaned up around the strawberry beds. See, there's the stick that's lining up the pathway for the 2 strawberry beds there. All that's left to do is plant another 2 rows of garlic, which will be, oh look, there's Esri, which will be in that bed over there once I do a bit more cleanup. No rush on that. And now I'm just looking at Esri. Oh, her ball's rolled down there, rolled off the deck, and she's got it. She's going to come running back up onto the deck. Okay, now that I got all my alliums planted, I've got a week of no gardening because what I need to do is figure out my Etsy page because I'm launching it next week. And I've never set up an Etsy page, so I'm going to figure that all out and figure out how to link it over to my website as well. And if you have any questions on alliums, or not even just questions, just some helpful hints, please leave them in the comment section below. Like if you haven't, and subscribe if you haven't. See you next week. Oh, hang on. Here's another dog. I got both dogs here. Say hello, Leela. Say hello, Leela. Oh, I can't see what I'm doing. The sun's in my eyes. Okay, put that back down there. Bye.